everyone, welcome in today to the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Today, the Florida Gators are taking on the number 25 UCF Knights, who are a member of the Big 12. This is going to be an exciting matchup. The Florida teams don't often get to play each other outside of conference except for Florida State. So we need to get the win in this one, especially because they beat us down in the Gasparilla Bowl in real life a few years ago. And man, did they brag all about that. So in this one, we want to blow them out and prove that even though now they're in the Power 5, we're still the better team, as Dana Garcia is our starting quarterback. He had a solid debut for us. You know, he did have a turnover, but he had 2 touchdowns, 1 on the air, 1 on the ground. So we'll take that, and I think that's something we can grow from. Breland Brown gets the reception to open the game for 12 yards. Looking at your starting lineup, nothing's changed here this week. Logan Houston still in the slot, even though Macario Dorba almost took that spot from him. Across the O-line, all the same. So we go to the ground game here. Quantel Johnson gets the carry, and that's a short one. He only goes for 1 yard. He kind of stuttered on that one. He didn't run through it, so I guess he just wasn't seeing it well. So we're going to go to the air and go to Macario Dorba. That's almost a first down. I thought it was going to be a first down, so that's on 3rd and inches. We're going to pass here. We go across the field. That's Breland Brown catching the slant, picking up 8 yards and getting another Gator first down. We're marching the ball pretty well on this drive, so Garcia throws it again. That's Breland Brown once again, 2 catches in a row. He only goes for 4, but we'll gladly take that. So we come out in the pistol and hand it off. Quantel Johnson gets a carry, and he breaks out of that little scrum and only goes for 2, but that was a pretty nice run for just 2 yards. So in the gun now, we're going to pass. 3rd and 3. Down the field, we have a man open, and he misses Kai Weiser, who was wide open. But 4th down, we're going for this, and we had Jaden Norwood. He couldn't hold on to it, though. That's a huge drop and a big mistake. Now looking at UCF's starting quarterback, it's Thomas Castellanos, who in real life transferred away to Boston College. He has a decent arm, but not a great completion percentage, and he is pretty mobile, so we expect him to make plays on the ground. However, on that one, he had nowhere to go. Chris McClellan tackles him and gets him down. Looking at our D-line, Norkeithius Moore made a huge impact in our first game this season. I hope to see him continue to make that impact. Also, Jared Wells really did show up a few times in that game at outside backer, so I feel like these freshmen are stepping up and they're going to be big impact players for us. Castellanos pulls it, though, on 2nd and 9, and he's going to have a nice little gap over there. Max Pierre, the freshman safety, comes down and makes the play, and he shows off just how important these freshmen are to our defense. We have one at each level that could make a big impact for us, as on 3rd and 5, they throw a screen out there in our defense, and Ollie Bailey Smith had nowhere to go, so we got the stop here and the ball back as we go out there to Hester on the screen, and that's a step back that almost worked. They tripped him up, and he picks up 8 to begin this drive. So I'm going to interject real quick. I just wanted y'all to know you've probably seen that this dynasty hasn't been posted as often. Don't worry, the future of this is safe and sound. I just need to get Raiders caught up to real life. So for last week, and then probably a little bit of this week, if not all of this week, you're going to see mostly Raiders content. I need to get that series past where we are in real life. That's my goal. I want it that way before Christmas, and I want to get into our own universe there and get that draft class shown off with Jack Garola and everybody from last year's team. That was an underclassman and a fake player like Rashad Johnson. So don't be wary of seeing less Coach KJ Dynasty. It'll be back soon, and it'll be at full strength, and we'll be back to 3-4 times a week. As soon as I get Raiders caught up, we'll be back to full strength here. Like I said, I expect it to be the week following Christmas that you see the uptick in Coach KJ Dynasty uploads again. So don't worry about the series. It's safe and sound. We just got a big stop, so the Gators are getting the ball back here with a minute 27 left in the first quarter. And we nearly threw a pick right there with Dana Garcia. That was a lucky play. So we go to Quantel Johnson on the ground. He doesn't pick anything up. That's going to bring up a big 3rd and 10. We come out in the pistol here, and we are going to pass, as you'd expect. Garcia throws it into coverage. That should have been intercepted. We threw it short of the sticks anyway. Honestly, that was a big mistake by a young starter. They're going to do that from time to time. You just don't want to see him keep doing it, as UCF Knights go down the field to Jordan Sheffield for a huge pickup, getting them right around midfield. And then on the next play, they find Tyler Griffin to get him past midfield. The Knights are moving the ball pretty quickly on this drive until Castellanos takes a TFL. He loses 3 on a speed option to end the first quarter. This one's tied at 0. I kind of thought we would dominate this a little bit more. I know UCF's a decent team, and now that they're in the Power 5, they're able to build a little bit of a better roster. But man, that's kind of disappointing in my opinion. They go down the field again and find Tyler Griffin for 16. Thomas Castellanos is eating up through the air on this drive. He's dropping back again, looking to pass. This time, though, he tucks and runs. He gets past Nelson Lohman. He stiff arms him. We had to have somebody get him from behind. He ends up picking up just 6 though. So 2nd and 4. Looking to pass. Again, Castellanos wants to tuck and run. This time, though, he had nowhere to go. That's a big tackle by Wells. So Castellanos is looking to throw, and this time he goes down the field. He finds Jordan Sheffield for 28, setting up a 1st and goal for the Knights as they go to Bailey Smith, and he goes in untouched. The UCF Knights are going to take a lead in this one. I'm very disappointed as a Gator coach here and Gator commentator, but you know what? That'll be all right. We can survive this as we go on the ground with Garcia on a read option for a pickup of 4. That's definitely not his strong suit, but he can do it every now and then as we go to Quantel Johnson on 2nd and 6 up the middle, and that's a short pickup. I guess not short. He went for 5. However, the bigger news is he got hurt on that play. So in steps Drew Williams. We expect to see Gayassi Blanks also play some in this game, but hopefully we get Quantel back and this isn't a long-term injury as we go out to the flats to Breland Brown on a quick screen, and he takes that all the way out to the 50. That's what you love about him, man. He is explosive, and that's exactly what he brings to this offense. As you've seen, we can bring back Quantel Johnson, but we're going to let him heal, and once he feels better, he'll come back into this game. So it'll be Drew Williams and Gayassi Blanks for a little while, and they can handle that, as it's going to bring up a big 3rd and 6 following that incompletion as Garcia's looking to pass, and he again goes to Breland Brown. This time he connects with him, and he breaks a tackle. He's going down the sideline. That's a nice 26-yard reception. However, as you can see, Breland Brown gets hurt at the end of that. That could be a big loss for us. That kid's explosive, and that's exactly what we need in this offense. So hopefully he gets back shortly. So 2nd and 10 now following another miss by Garcia. Drew Williams gets the carry, and he got stretched out. He had nowhere to go, man. That play just was destined to fail. So big 3rd and 10 here for Garcia. Down the middle, he finds Kai Weiser, and they give him the 1st down. I did not think he got it. We'll thank our lucky stars and take that as Drew Williams gets a carry and goes for 4. That's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 5-yard line. So Garcia's going to pass this one. He threw a fade. That was just inaccurate, man. He's struggling a little bit today. He's at about 50% completion percentage. So 3rd and goal again. We're throwing it this time. Gayassi Blanks comes open underneath and goes in. Nice play by our offense right there. That was sweet. I don't know why I like this so much, but we tie it up at 7. Now let's see if the Knights can answer. Castellanos looking to throw. Throws it behind the line of scrimmage to Ollie Bailey Smith, who ends up losing 6. You almost wish he would have dropped that one as they send Sheffield in motion, and this looks like it'll be triple option, and they hand it off to Bailey Smith up the middle. He gets all that yardage back plus plenty more as he picks up 11. Making this 3rd down much more manageable at 3rd and 5 as down the field goes Castellanos, and that's picked off by Kewan Hawes. I have no idea how he did that. What a play that was by Kewan Hawes. He should not have been able to make that catch as he just grabbed it from in front of the receiver there, and he just held on and pulled it from behind. I don't know how he did it. What a play that was, though. So we take over, and Garcia's on the move, and he throws that one totally inaccurate. He didn't have his feet set at all. So 2nd and 10, we're going to throw a screen out here. That's Blanks getting the reception. He jukes back to the outside. I thought he got around him, but number 8 manages to get him down, and we all know who that is. That's Richard Leslie, a player we recruited last season and decided to go to UCF over the Gators. So they stopped us there. 4th and 3, though. We're going to go for it. We go to Gayassi Blanks on the ground. He could not run through that tackle, so that's a turnover. That's a disappointing play call. We probably should have thrown it there on 4th and 3, but it is what it is, man. UCF takes over. This game's tied at 7 with 50 seconds left till halftime. So 2nd and 3, Castellanos throws it, and Peterson couldn't hold on. That was just a drop. Nelson Lohman impacted him a little bit, but not a whole lot. So big 3rd down here for Castellanos, and he runs forward and throws it to Stevens, who breaks a couple tackles and gets a bunch of yards. In fact, that's 22 for a big 1st down. Now they only have 40 seconds, but they're 25 yards away from scoring, so they should have 3 in the bag at least here. As they throw a screen out there, that's Bailey Smith going down the sideline. Lohman couldn't get him down, but he did just enough to get him out of bounds after picking up 16 yards. So now the Knights have a 1st and goal with 34 seconds left in the half. They hand it to Griffin on a sweep, and that's J.J. White making the play. Our stud defensive end stepping up for us. So Castellanos tucks it to run this time on 2nd and goal. J.J. White does not get him from behind. I thought he did. They rule that a touchdown, though. It looked to me like he was kind of going to slide, and that should not have been a touchdown. But it is what it is. We can't do anything about it now. We head into halftime trailing 14-7 to the Knights of UCF. That's frustrating, man. We should not be losing to this team right now. Honestly, they've looked better than us. They have more yards offense, and obviously more points. Their third down conversion percentage is similar to ours. They've had less third downs than us by far. They've went 2 for 2 in the red zone. They did have a turnover, but it didn't really end up mattering, I guess. We just haven't played well, honestly, and I don't understand why. We have way more time of possession than them. We just can't put points on the board, and honestly, that's frustrating. A couple big mistakes do that to you, though. Now let's take a look at some recruiting news from around the Dynasty this week. I believe we only have one recruit, and that's Blake Listenby. He's a 4-star defensive tackle out of Hawaii. He came down to Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, and right now he's committed to Georgia. We hope to be able to swing him. He committed early, which means we have plenty of time to make up ground on him. The Knights are going to open up with the ball and the lead here in the second half, so the Gators defense definitely has to step up as they throw a quick screen out there to Pipkins, who jukes inside of Max Pierre and gets big yardage across midfield down to the 43-yard line. What a play to begin the half for the Knights. They look like they might be able to take control in this game as Castellanos this time, though, goes down on a speed option. That's Nelson Lohman in there to get him down as Castellanos pulls it on a read option on 2nd and 13. That one goes for 9, bringing up a shorter 3rd and 4 for them. So they're in the gun looking to pass, and it looks like it's just going to be a screen, and Castellanos doesn't pull the trigger on it. Down he goes. Nelson Lohman steps up and makes a play. However, they go for a fake punt on 4th and 14, and they just run it. That was stupid, man. That didn't work. The Gators are going to take over. However, Dana Garcia takes a dumb sack. He loses 10. He should have thrown that away, man. That was just a bad decision. And then Quantel Johnson returns here to open up the second half, and he gets a carry and only goes for 1. So now we're backed up to a 3rd and 19, and we go down the field and find Kyle Hinder for 21. Our tight end steps up and makes a play. So that's exactly what we needed to kickstart this half as we go underneath. That's Macario Dorba getting a reception. That's a short one. He only goes for 2. So we come out with 2 backs in the game this time, and Garcia's going to pass. He goes underneath. David Hester, our top receiver, couldn't hold on to that, backing us up to a 3rd and 8. So down the field goes Garcia, and that should have been intercepted. That was a bad decision. However, on 4th and 8, we're going for this, and we're taking a shot down the field. Macario Dorba, one-on-one, couldn't make the play, and we once again turn it over on downs, and UCF takes over with pretty good field position here, and they go to Bailey Smith to begin the drive, and he gets a first down and 11 yards. That's a solid beginning here. They're going to send their receiver in motion, and they just hand it to Stevens, who does have the edge. However, he only goes for 5. It looked like he could have had some more on that one. So thankfully for us, they left some meat on the bones. This time, Stevens is in the backfield, and they just hand it straight off to him. That's a short one. He only goes for 2 going out wide. So on 3rd and 3, they're going to run a delay to Flowers, and I think he might get there, but he doesn't. What a play by Chris McClellan, getting him from behind. Bringing up a 4th and inches. The Knights are going to go for it, though, and that fails epically. J.J. White and Wells are there to make the tackle, so the Gators take over with pretty much no field position lost, and they hand it to Quantel Johnson, and he goes for 2 yards. So on 2nd and 8, they go right back to Quantel, and he has nowhere to go. This Knights defense has swallowed up our rushing attack today. So 3rd and 10, we decide to hand it off to Quantel anyway. He goes for 4, bringing up a 4th and 7. But to do that, they already expected to go for it. So Garcia drops back to pass. This time, he finds Kai Weiser down the field just over the top of the linebacker for a big pickup and a Gators first down into the Knights territory. So they hand it off. This time it's Ladarius Marlowe checking into the game, the true freshman speed back out of California. He gets a carry and he only goes for 3. He remains in the game. They hand it right back off to him, and that's a 4-yard pickup. Nothing crazy so far, but solid. His speed shows a little bit. But 3rd and 3, we're going to pass. This time they go underneath, and they find Logan Houston for 8 yards and a Gator first down. They're moving the ball pretty well on this drive, and they go right back to the ground game, and Ladarius Marlowe, who only picks up 3, but he hasn't lost any yardage yet, so that's solid. Heading into the 4th quarter, though, we're losing this one 14-7. The Gators need to wake up, or else the Knights are going to, in fact, pull off this upset. And you know, as Gators, you're never going to hear the end of it if the UCF Knights manage to knock us off. So we need to get a big win here. Following Tom Petty, they throw it, and that's incomplete. Macario Dorba couldn't hold on. So on 3rd and 7, Garcia's going to have to pass. And this time, he almost threw a pick, so he needs to be a lot safer with the ball. So on 4th and 7, what will the Gators do? Well, they settle for 3. Williams' kick is up and good, making this a 14-10 ball game. Now this defense needs a stop as Andy Bognam just misses him there. I don't know what happened. Javon Johnson goes for 12 yards and a big Knights first down. So they go to the ground game. I don't blame him. Bailey Smith gets the carry, and he goes sideways and picks up nothing. What a weird run that was. So on second down, they hand it back off to him, and this time he goes right up the middle and gets the first down and more with a 14-yard rush. Right now, things are not looking good for the Gators as Castellanos is looking to pass. This time he tucks to run. He finds a little bit of a crease, and we get him from behind, luckily, with Norkeithius Moore. But man, that 8 yards could be crucial for us. The Knights hand it off to Stevens, and this time he loses 5, which is a big loss. Nathan Osborne made the play, so now on 3rd and 7, Castellanos has to pass, and we get a sack there. What a great job by Jared Wells, bringing up a 4th and 13, and this time the Knights do punt it down there to us. We have Macario Dorba on the return, and he has a little bit of a crease out here to the left. He might actually get around these guys. He does, and that's a big return out to the 36-yard line. Sorry for the dog in the background. She's mad because I won't let her in the room as we go to Ladarius Marlowe for an 8-yard pickup. That's a pretty solid gain. So 2nd and 2, we send Dorba in motion. This looks like it could be a triple option, and that's exactly what it is with Dana Garcia, and he gets it out there to Ladarius Marlowe for the first down and a 5-yard pickup. The Gators continue marching on here. Marlowe remains in the game and gets another carry. This time he goes for 7. He's added a bit of a boost for this offense, honestly, since he came into the game. We might have to leave him out there a bit longer as Garcia's feeling pressure, and this time he does throw it away, which is what he should have done earlier. So 3rd and 3, we hand it off. Ladarius Marlowe can't go anywhere. Guess who it is? Richard Leslie with the tackle. So on 4th and 2, we got to go for it, and we hand it off to Ladarius Marlowe. He gets a first down and more. Look at that. What a crisp run that was. Man, he can make a lot of plays. I love his smooth nature as Earl Brown II checks in. I told you we'd see our 3rd-string quarterback every now and then. He's in here to run some running plays, and we go to Gayassi Blanks for the first down, and that's 3 straight plays for Earl Brown II. He's going to check out, however, and Dana Garcia is going to return, and we hand it off to Gayassi Blanks, who runs and trucks through people. 4-6. The Gators finally retake the lead in this one, 16-14. Following that extra point, it's going to be 17-14, and we have a 3-point lead with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. We need to stop the Knights from getting points on the board in order to win. We cannot allow a touchdown and still win this game. I just don't think there's enough time. So they go to Bailey Smith for a 6-yard pickup and a Knights first down. 2 minutes, 16 seconds left. They're continuing to hand it off. This time it's Bailey Smith, and I don't know what he's doing. He glitched out there, ran backwards, and lost 3. We'll take it. That's a weird situation, though. Minute 50 left here. They hand it off to Stevens once again, and he finds a big old gap, and he's out to midfield. They're going to call it 3rd and inches. I thought he had the first down here. So Castellanos pitches it out to the left, and Stevens has all the space in the world. He outruns J.J. White and picks up 5. So the Knights' drive continues. They're getting close to field goal range with just a minute 22 left in this game. They throw it underneath. That's Jacobs making the reception out to about the 39-yard line, I would say. So they're going to send a tight end in motion and run time off the clock. I don't like the call here. Castellanos looking to pass, moving in the pocket, fires it, and he finds Sheffield. This game looks like at the very least we're going to be heading into overtime. So Castellanos is going to pass. He goes underneath. That's Sheffield again. Short pickup. We're okay with that. We just cannot give up the touchdown here. Castellanos again just handing it off. It looks like the Knights are pretty content with it as well. But they get a solid pickup, so you might see them push more towards the end zone. I know they also need to be safe with the clock just to not make sure they don't leave in too much time for us as J.J. White gets the sack on Thomas Castellanos. And you know, that might just be the dagger for the Knights. They're going to spike it here, bring up a 3rd and 12 with 23 seconds left. They're in field goal range. If I'm them, I just hand this off. Instead, they take a shot to the end zone, and that's Tyler Griffin. He wasn't even supposed to get that, man. That was a screen to the other side, and Castellanos played it perfectly. It's 21-17 with 13 seconds left in this game. And now the Gators need a touchdown. First down, they go to Kyle Hinder for 17 and call a timeout. There's 12 seconds left. Garcia in the pistol, looking to pass. This time he takes a shot, and that should have been game over. That should have been a pick right there. We got lucky that wasn't. So 8 seconds left. Garcia's got to pass again. Standing in the pocket, taking the shot. He has 2 guys there. They find David Hester, who breaks a couple tackles down to the 19-yard line. We call a timeout. There's 2 seconds left. This is it, man. This is the whole game right here. Garcia in the pocket, throws it to the end zone. Touchdown. Jaden Norwood held on to that one. We took it down the field in 15 seconds to win this game. What a play by the Gators, man. What a great job by Dana Garcia managing that situation. That's like the Pat Mahomes drive against Buffalo in the NFL a few years ago. What a great job. We managed that perfectly and pulled off the win here. We should have lost this. What a game though for the Gators, and what an ending to this one. We definitely can't wait to play UCF in the Bounce House next season. Now, let's take a look at our stats here. Garcia had a good day through the air. He had 244 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He did only hit on 55% of his passes though, so that was a little frustrating. On the ground, it was Ladarius Marlowe. He was really the only running back that stood out and did well, so we should probably get him a few more carries. We also had Earl Brown the second check in this game to provide our offense a little bit of a spark when we were struggling, and that really did help us on that crucial drive, so you might see that a little more going forward. Looking at our defense, Jared Wells had 4 TFLs, 2 sacks. He didn't get a turnover, but man, he was dominant for us today. Last week, it was true freshman Norkeithius Moore. This week, it was true freshman Jared Wells on defense stepping up. This defense is young, but we have some playmakers, I tell you. Coach KJ recruited really well, and we're seeing the dividends of that now on defense. He may be an offensive guy, but our defensive players are good. Our young ones, I think they're going to develop and become stars. They may be what leads us to a championship ultimately. Looking at UCF, they had a pretty decent day. I mean, Thomas Castellanos only missed 2 passes, and one of them was actually caught by the Gators, so he had 1 pass at the ground all day. He played really well. He didn't add a whole lot on the ground like I figured he would. He only like a half a yard a carry, that's it. The rest of their running backs played okay. They weren't real explosive. They had some big plays from Ollie Bailey Smith, but overall, they got to be a little disappointed with how this one ended. They blew it at the end. They should have won, but we'll take the victory. Now looking at the Heisman standings, Matt Hayes is at the top, however, he got hurt. Second place is Justin Martin. Third is Bird from Toledo. Fourth is Shane Cervenka of Alabama, and then 5th is Chris Neal, a halfback from Oklahoma. Now let's take a look at your top 25 polls. Leading the way is Alabama at 3-0 already. They've yet to have a bye. At number 2 is Ohio State. We remain at 3, A&M 4, Oregon 5, 6 UCLA, 7 Oklahoma State. So basically your top 10 stays all the same from the previous week. There really didn't look to be a lot of upsets this week as we're scrolling down, and that's shocking. Usually there tends to be more. Penn State drops to 0-2 on the season. That's notable. They've been in the playoff every year of this, except for the year I coached them, of course. So, you know, what's that say about us? But USC and UCF both also dropped out of the top 25. Next week, we got our 3rd Saturday in September matchup against Tennessee. And last year was a pretty tightly contested contest. We held a 2-score lead, but Tennessee managed to rally at the end. It ended up being a 29-24 final. So this should be a pretty good game. Tennessee does have the advantage on defense. So just like last year, they were able to slow our offense down. So our defense is going to have to step up and control their offense if we want to win this one. It's going to be a good matchup though. They're scoring a lot of points so far this season, so I can't wait to get into it and, you know, beat Tennessee. I want to thank you for watching. I'm LDJ11. Please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car.